What a wonderful summer day! We are in the town of Tsivilsk in the Chuvash Republic in Russia and going to the Nunnery of Tikhvin. Tsivilsk is a small provincial town and also my homeland. We are now in the old part of the town, which looks more like a village. You could even see chickens roaming freely. This was the town center in my childhood. In an abandoned grey-blue building, there was a bookshop where I liked to go after school, and next to it there was a hairdresser and then a bakery. This building across the street was once a post office. I remember begging my mom to buy me the postcards I liked there. This old but still strong building was once a bank, and my granddad worked there. Later, when I was in secondary school, there were after-school clubs.
Don't get far away from us.
Further along our trail, on the left side there will be the building of the former children's library, where my schoolmates and I ran and took bags full of books before the half-terms. Look, this is the library building with white shutters. Well, we are almost there, in the Nunnery. The nunnery was founded after the siege of the town of Tsivilsk by the army of the rebel Stepan Razin in 1670. One woman, a resident of the town, saw a prophetic dream in which the Mother of God appeared to her and said that the residents of Tsivilsk will win, but in honor of this they would have to build a temple, which is exactly what was done. Now we are in the courtyard of the nunnery. You can see beautiful paths, nice flowers here. Originally the abbey was for men and existed in this status until 1724. Then Tsar Peter I came up with an inventory and reformation, and the place was converted into a nunnery or women's monastery. In the second half of the 19th century, the nunnery fell into decay. Formally, this was opened until 1927, but in reality, all the nuns were expelled from here in 1925. From 1925 to 1945, there was an orphanage here, then it was replaced by a pedagogical college, until 1955, and a boarding school. After boarding school, there was a serving school here, and it existed until 1998. Just a year earlier, I had finished my studies at the College of Culture, the building of which also belonged to the monastery complex, and I will show it a little later. My college, like the serving school, was disbanded in 1998 and transferred to the capital of the Chuvash Republic, the city of Cheboksary. So, since the late 1990s, the temple began to be actively restored, because in Soviet times the bell tower was demolished, the crosses and domes were removed, and in general the main temple inside was rebuilt into a three-story building. Well, let's take a look inside. There is an evening church service going on at the moment, but we will try to be quiet. I really like the little thing about the nunnery that when there is a service in the church, it is broadcast over a loudspeaker to all surrounding areas. In 2001, the priest of Followers, Alex II, came on a visit to Tsivilsk and the Tikhvin Nunnery. And of course, for his arrival, they tried to improve both the nunnery and the surrounding areas as best as possible. And you can see the result yourself. Okay, now it's time to go to the church shop. Here you can find religious literature and children's literature, as well as coloring books with biblical scenes, as well as herbal teas, honey, blessed jewelry, crosses, icons, candles, and other related products. Unfortunately, we weren't able to visit the main stone temple. We were only in the wooden chapel today, but we still really liked it. If you leave the gates of the temple and turn right, you will see the picturesque places and the river Tsivilsk, after which the town is named. This meadow adjacent to the nunnery is also very famous. The Tikhvin fair is held here every year in early July. The year the fair began is unknown, but it has been and remains relevant for many centuries. It is known that at ancient times, even caravans from China came to this fair. It was an excellent opportunity for merchants from different regions to sell their goods, buy something, see relatives, and discuss news. In my childhood, and as I know to this day, the main attribute of the fair remains handicrafts. Hand-painted clay whistles and piggy banks are especially popular among kids. Look, I even have a couple of whistles from these fairs. Now we are passing the school campus where I studied. This was the fire station when I was a child. Originally it was the Church of the Kazan Mother of God, and at the beginning of the 2000s the building was returned to the Orthodox Church. This building is the former residential house of the merchant Tolmachov, and it was here that the College of Culture where I studied was located. At the moment it is a local history museum. In the end of the video, I want to share an interesting fact. This house of the merchant Tolmachov and the monastery were connected by a long underground passage. When I was a college student, me and my classmates found this underground passage, but we couldn't go down far because of the earthen rubble. So if you have any ideas as to what this was for, please share in the comments.